Today at 2-day pass, Moses tries to run over a little old lady.
A
couple of days ago we started this lesson, and then boom.
Boom.
What's this thing? 2 days pass.
2-day pass.
How long was it? 2 days.
1 day.
1 day. Nah.
Well done. Go and show that to everybody real quick.
Get me.
There you go.
Easy, man.
See?
So easy,
Sweet.
man.
Well done.
With this car, you can't fail, man. Literally, like, you can't even go wrong. Your speed and it tells you, literally
Cheat
pan
code.
up.
Did it ping off? Did it once? Or?
Yeah, it pinged off once, innit?
Yeah.
Because obviously there was a road that was actually 30, but this was saying 20.
Okay.
So it pinged off,
All
so
right.
I was like, hold on. Then it made me realise what
Looking for signs.
Yeah, so easy, man.
So you said something about the test being easy, or what?
Not really easy, but
Right.
like when I do it with you, it's like you push me to the extent. You know what I'm trying to say? So by the time I start training with them, by the time I'm doing the test with them, I'm more aware.
Good.
But they don't really push you to the type of extent that you
Nice.
push me. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Did you have a chat with him?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
He said
Cool.
literally he knew I only had one manner.
What?
Yeah, literally one manner, and I know what happened. There was a pedestrian crossing there, and I
Ooh.
was too focused on the speed.
Very good.
But it was
Very
easy,
good.
Man. It was easy, and he gave me the parking. He gave me the maneuver was front bay park.
Nice.
Done within 10 seconds.
Nice. And you were on it with your observations. Yeah.
Broke my neck.
Good.
Broke my
Yes.
neck again. Broke
Yes.
my back.
I was watching you before you left. I was
Yeah, I was
thinking,
bringing
yeah, he's on it.
everything.
He's on it. All
Yeah,
right.
it is. That's
That's
how
it.
is, man.
Job
That's
well
actually
done.
how it is.
Fucking excellent. Well
Thanks,
done.
Appreciate that.
All right.
Appreciate that.
Cool. What's up? We're good?
Yeah.
Feel free to drop anything on the back.
Yeah, I go. Moses.
Moses, nice to meet you. And if you want, you can always pop your phone down on that pocket. I'll remind you to take it with you.
No.
Don't like it when people leave their phones in my car halfway home and it's like ring ring and
Come back. Yeah, it's all long. That's all long.
Oh, right. How was getting here?
It was alright. Got a cab.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine.
Okay, cool. All right. Fill me in.
So basically,
Yeah.
I've been driving for like 2 years now.
Okay.
But I lost my license just early this year.
Yeah.
Because I was selling my old car, and then I took off the insurance. And then,
Sorry. Yeah.
literally, the guy that was coming to buy it, obviously there was no petrol in the car.
Yeah.
So I went to go fill up petrol for him.
And they got you.
So I've not driven in test standards for a while, but
Okay.
I've been driving like I'm just saying.
Cool.
So just
Right.
need a little clean-ups on test standards.
Test is tomorrow. What time again?
10 past 10, 10 past 8.
8:10. Cool.
That's what I said. If you can come earlier, I
Yep.
don't even mind paying earlier. Come
That's
earlier.
fine. We'll work it out. What test centre?
The one in what's that place, River Green?
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. What we'll do then is we'll head straight to Evergreen.
Okay.
All right. I'll run you a little bit through Central. What we can do should be pretty clear is just to get you to do some junctions and see how you're reading, following signs, road markings, and yeah, to see how all the mirrors and signals are going really. So lots of head movement, lots of checking mirrors. If we pull over and stop before we drive away, like before we move off here, I'll talk you through everything in a minute, how to navigate the car, move your seat, do your mirrors. But if we're moving away, this is all test standard stuff, make sure you check all the way around the vehicle. So really twisting the shoulders, really moving and looking out these back windows. I don't know how long ago your test was, your official driving test.
Yes, it was like about a year and a half ago.
Right, so they really want you might remember this then, really looking. So if we do any of this, just glances, they don't like it. They really want the twisting. And mirrors before signals, mirrors before change of direction, mirrors before change of speed. That means this mirror if we're braking. So where we'll be going, you're going to have loads of chances to check mirrors for signalling, loads of chances to check mirrors for change of direction and change of speed. So it's really just going to hammer in these mirror checks. I'm not the type of driving instructor that gets you to pull over on the left a lot and move away. but I will do it a few times a day because I just want to see that we're practicing that and we're getting that shoulder checking and signalling. And anyways, I'm going to repeat all of this stuff. Right, any questions just before I get you comfortable? So I'm going to teach you how to adjust your seat in a moment and mirrors, but is there anything that you've got on your mind at the moment?
On our way to Kimbrook, am I going to be using this map?
No, I can put the TomTom on, which is this one here. But what I might do is put this one on more when we get towards Hither Green.
Oh, no.
Because if I put this one on now, the directions I'll give you, this one's going to be constantly talking over me and redirecting us.
Oh, cool.
But when we get closer, we'll stick this one on and I'll get you to start following this. You wouldn't have had this on your test. No, because this is about a year ago, just over a year ago, they introduced the sat-nav independent drive. It's a lot easier. You've used the sat-nav before?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's not too bad. The reason why I say it's easier is because it constantly tells you where you'll be going, whereas if you're following signs, you're constantly thinking, have I seen the sign? Where was the sign? Have I missed the sign? Where am I going? And it can put you a little bit on edge, or it did for me at least. Right, now adjusting the seat, a lot of people will go underneath their seat and start looking for bars or to the sides, and it's not, it's electronic, so it's all here. Now I don't think you're really going to be adjusting the seat that much. From where your foot is resting on the brake, I can see you've got a bend in your knee. You seem fairly tall, so I mean, if, all honesty, you felt like you were too close and you're a bit cramped, you might be able to move the seat back a little bit. How do you feel at the moment with the leg position?
It feels alright.
It's alright? Yeah? The eye line is at least middle of the windscreen, so we're not needed to move the seat up or down, okay?
Yeah.
We don't want it lower then, alright? If you want to drive like that later after your license, fine, but for your test you really want your eye line middle. Place your hands on the steering wheel for me please, and you've got a slight bend in your elbow, alright? Yeah. So it's just like the knee, we want to bend in the knee, hold the steering wheel, we want to bend in the elbow, so we're not overextended and we're not really cramped up. So your seat looks like it's in a good position. Once the seat's done, we adjust the mirrors. So let's do this one first because it's the easiest. Literally want to see as much out the back window as possible, so if you need to adjust it, just grab it, move it manually until you can see as much out that back window as possible. Probably won't be adjusting the side mirrors, but the way we want to adjust this, and I've recently just got sent a video from the American Driving Association. They say we want to angle our mirrors, and I'm starting to do it myself, so that we don't see any car. So it's more angled out towards the blind spots. Because with your peripheral vision, you can see my fingers or see my hand over here, kind of out this side. That's where that left side of the car is. So there's not really any need for us to angle our mirror to see that point when our peripheral vision covers that. So if we angle it further out, we'll see further into the blind spots. So in the big mirror, can you see any of the car? No. And it sounds like that's in a good position. We can't angle that one out any further, so you're probably going to see a very small slice of the car in that right mirror. So we're sorted with mirrors, okay? Right, you've already put your seatbelt on, so I'll join you with that. Now, how to move the car. Everything's controlled gear-wise, not here, alright? It's all here. So we've got D for drive, which is a down. So if you push this lever down, it's going to drive. You've got R for race, which is up. And you've got P for park, which is the secret button here on the edge. Alright, at the moment, we're in P for park. We're going to put it in D for drive in a moment. It's my OCD kicking in. Don't worry about anything else. And when we move off, I'm going to get on your case straight away because we haven't got any time to sort of just get you comfortable and be a little bit more relaxed. I'm already going to start prompting you to check over your shoulders. So I'm going to be a bit naggy.
That's fine.
Alright.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. Alright, so first things first, let's go into drive. So holding your foot firmly on the brake and then moving the lever down, and you'll see it goes into D for drive. Once we're in drive, that's preparation. So the routine's POM, prepare, observe, move. Part of the preparation, I'd like to say, is putting a signal on as well. Cool. Now, I'm half saying do it. You want to turn that off?
Yeah, so
twist it. just turn this down a little bit. Just trying to make the car nice and cold before we got in. Right, and I'll angle that away from you. Turn that one off. Okay, I'm half saying it's a good idea now to signal to move off, because I'm going to ask you to turn left at the end of the road. So I mean, it's not a bad idea. We could put a right signal on which shows everybody, these kids, maybe anybody else, that we're going to move off, but we're not really moving out to the right. We're most likely just going straight, getting to the end of the road and turning left. So I mean, we could probably leave the signal. All right, yeah, only because it's a very short distance until we're going to be, in fact, maybe even a left signal might be a better idea. Okay, so if you put a left signal on, this is a bit weird. We're all prepared now. We've got the gear, we've got the signal. Now we do the observations, because we don't want to have to do them twice. Okay, if anybody comes along, a situation changes and there's a vehicle or another hazard, wait, let it pass, re-observe. If it's safe, we're going to move off.
Do you signal first and then look?
Yes. Well, you can do that. Yeah, that's fine. You can do it the other way. It doesn't matter. As long as it's done before you're moving, you can do it any way you like. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. So we're just going to get to the end of the road. Now, you haven't driven this car at all.
I have the same car, but I've got a C-Class coupe.
Okay, all right. So you've got a feel for it then. You got it here as well, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So the brakes might feel a little bit different, but it should be pretty much exactly the same. All right. So I'd like you just to gently move off and then come to a stop at the end of the road. There's 2 lanes over here at the traffic lights where you're waiting for me, just out here. We're going to go into the right lane to turn right at the traffic lights. Okay? If you have any questions, please ask. Otherwise, when you're ready and it's safe to do so, just drive us to the end of the road. If it's clear and it's safe, turn left, use the right lane to turn right at the traffic lights. Okay? When you're ready. Nice. Have you got the different settings like comfort, eco and sport?
In my car, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just going to put it into comfort for you, because it defaults comfort when you start the car anyway, so on your test it's going to be in comfort. So I might as well just keep it in comfort. You'll be used to it anyways. You got a bigger engine in that car as well, I think.
Yeah, I do.
What is it, 2 litre?
Yeah, 2.0.
Oh, yeah, alright, so this is 1.6, so obviously a bit more power than yours. Alright, it's all for you. All the other lights are held, so you've got the complete freedom to the junction. That's everything in the back. Okay, just follow the road ahead, please. Right, so we're doing the epic journey across London from west to south, or northwest to southeast. I've done this journey a million times. Yeah. Right, roundabout, just follow the road ahead. Nice. Very good. And then at the traffic lights, turn right. Now there's multiple lanes. The very right lane's the one you want to use for the right turn. They've changed the junction.
Is it all one lane?
Correct, yeah, all one way. Nice, good mirrors, good signal. Fantastic. Now I'd suggest, you see how it opens here?
Yeah.
It's up to you really. But I'd suggest using that one.
Yeah,
it doesn't make a big difference, okay?
Yeah.
We can always move over a bit later. Now at Hither Green, 8:10. It's a good time.
Yeah, it's gonna be early.
Ebenezer, you know Ebenezer?
Yeah,
he got the 907 test Wednesday, I think it was. No, mine.
It was
Monday.
Monday.
Yeah. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is the morning slot's a good one because you don't get to use any bus lanes, right?
Yeah.
So you can't use any bus lanes. That's easy to remember. Now, usually at that time, you don't get to go to any of the big roundabouts because it's just so busy and it's rush hour. He got both big roundabouts turning right. the one thing he didn't want, but he nailed them. He did it really good.
Yeah.
So that wasn't the problem. So I can't say that you're not going to get the big roundabouts.
I'm fine with roundabouts anyways.
Cool. How the show me we'll go over the show me tell me
that's
questions.
one thing I need to go over.
Yeah, I'll teach it to you now actually as we're driving down this long straight road. Nice. If it's safe, let's move into the left. That way it gives me more time to ask you questions. Chill out in this lane a little bit. Alright, we'll start off with the foot brake then. So, I've got a feeling this light's going to change, so I'm just going to wait a moment until I start asking you questions. Nice, like how you check the side mirrors there. That's a good habit. Only filtering traffic, especially those motorbikes. Right, if you see that on the dash it comes up with reserve fuel level or something like that, just ignore it. As you can see, we've still got plenty of miles in the tank, so just ignore that. Right, now we've got average speed check camera. In the C class you get the you probably wouldn't have it on, but do you get the option of putting the noise on if you go over the speed limit? Alright, so we're going to put that on because there's lots of 20 roads in Hither Green and it's very easy to go over 20, okay? So if you do, you're going to hear a warning chime and that will alert you.
Are you allowed to use that?
Yes. The only thing you're not allowed to use is anything that controls the vehicle, okay? So like self-parking, lane assist, okay? Otherwise you just bring a Tesla to test, couldn't you? Pre-program the route.
It's true.
Fall asleep.
Actually pass your test.
Crazy, huh? Okay, brake pedal. How would the brake feel if it wasn't working properly?
Loose.
Yes. We don't have a handbrake, so this is a separate question. But to test the handbrake, we'd need to release it and reapply it. Nice distance on the vehicle in front, by the way. Definitely a 2-second gap. That's important for Hither Green because you've got dual carriageways. Right, okay, so the handbrake, to test it, you'd have to release it and reapply it. Now, how would you keep the car secure while you release the handbrake and reapply it?
Putting your leg on the brake?
Yes. So you'd hold the foot brake firmly on. Well done. And then how would you want the handbrake to feel when you reapply it to know it's working?
You have to hear some clicks.
Yeah, clicks are good. And describe the feeling of the actual handbrake itself. What do you want it to feel like or
Firm.
not feel like? Yes, good. So you want it to feel firm. Good. Okay, so that's the handbrake question. When it's safe to do so, I'd like you to use the middle lane, please. Ooh. Very good. That's why we've got that 2-second gap. Well done. Excellent mirror signal. What colour's your car?
Black.
Ooh. You got the windows tinted?
Everything.
Yeah, I knew it. What I want to do, I mean, I can't go too crazy with this. It's a driving school car, but I just want to wrap the mirrors. I like it when it's because it's got a black roof, so I think the mirrors with a carbon wrap would look quite cool. Get that done. And I do want to tint the back windows.
This model is nice.
It is, isn't it? I know. Yeah. They're not doing this with the C yet.
They're not.
No.
It's annoying.
They're doing it with the high-end E, I think. So they've put the S tech inside the A and the E, because that's an S steering wheel.
So nice.
Yeah. So it's really cool what they've done. Yeah, but I don't know why they haven't done it to the C. It's a bit weird.
No. It'll look nice on the sea though.
It would look really nice on the C, and especially because that one you can go up to like the is it a C45 or 43 or whatever?
C63.
That's it, thank you, yeah. So it's a
so
really
fast.
big engine, yeah, really fast. So having a really nice interior in it would just set it off.
perfect.
Yeah.
So,
anyways, I'm sure it will come.
yeah, they'll eventually do it.
Yeah. Right, we're going to go into the left lane anyways. Now, if it's safe, I mean, if you're overtaking, just stay here. But if it's safe, we'll move back to the left lane. This is quite important when on a dual carriageway. Sometimes, not so much at Hither Green, but sometimes you'll have to move into the middle lane like we did to get up on the bridge. And then when we're up on the bridge, we might get another new lane joined, so it goes from 2 to 3. We've always got to move back to the left if it's safe to do so.
Will they tell you?
No. If you don't do it, you fail. It's that important. It's called normal driving. Now, the only reasons for using the outer lanes or the right lanes would be overtaking, good. Rare occasion you might be turning right, so you might want to use one of those lanes if it's necessary. Okay, we're going to start. I'm going to make this more interesting. So start following signs. Actually, it's only one sign. It says West End Paddington, please. So just following the sign to West End. Thank you. So we've done I forgot the last brake question. It sounds really technical, but it's quite a simple answer. ABS. How would you know if there's a problem with the ABS?
Will show up on your dashboard.
Correct, you'd get the warning light appear. The warning chime you just heard, that was the one if we go 1 mile an hour over. So well done to react to that. You generally slowed the car down back to the speed limit. No minor faults, no major faults, yeah? All good. Okay, now, generally we always stick to the left, so let's just keep the pavement our friend, keep to the left, and follow the left lane. Good, nice braking. You've got those 2 guys walking across the road there. Quite casual about that as well. I wouldn't be, I'll be looking over my shoulder. Right, just keep following the road ahead, please. Yeah, we've got speed change. We're in town now. Very nice, good idea. What made you want to use the right lane here?
Honestly, no idea.
Alright, well, there's a very good reason beyond the traffic light. Something in the left lane. What normally rocks up and stops in the left lane?
Left turn.
You could get left only. Actually, you're going to have that as well. So that happens.
Yeah.
But you got some park cars.
Oh yeah, true. Oh yeah, makes sense.
And keep this lane because we're going to need it. Yeah, and there's more parked cars ahead as well. It's that time of the day where people can start parking on yellow lines.
Without getting a ticket.
Yep. Too easy to get a ticket, especially in town. Right, so we've completed brake questions. Road legal tyre requirements. That's not correct. It's not 5. That's that road over there. Okay, so things. Yes, it's still 30. Yeah. If we're not sure, keep looking for signs. No signs is a 30 road. Otherwise, you have the speed in your face everywhere. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
Right, road legal tyre requirements. Measurement of tread depth.
3.6.
Way off. 1.6.
Oh, 1.6.
You got the point,
okay,
right?
Yeah.
1.6. No wear or tear. That means no cuts, no bulges. So if we curb it, that could cut the tyre. That could rub the tyre, so it's weakened. It might swell. It might bulge out. Okay.
Yeah.
The other beep there's what's called collision avoidance. So just since we're approaching a slow-moving object, it warns us.
Is that alright?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, you might get a minor fault for acceleration or something like that, but you're not going to fail for it. Okay. Alright, keep the left lane, and then just follow the road ahead, and then you'll see a traffic light beyond. Alright, nice little scanning there. Well done. The traffic light, turn right, please. Excellent mirrors, well done. So we've been on a very long straight road, and the first moment you got to check your mirrors, you did it. Doesn't look like I am going to be nagging you. Nice. Make my job easy. And more of a chance of you just getting your test in the morning. Right, manoeuvres I think we'll leave till tomorrow, because the idea is trying to get you into Hither Green to just do a couple of roundabouts, see how that goes.
Cool.
Oh, it's closed. Okay. Yes, thank you. Didn't have any advance warning about that. Alright, I think at the next traffic light, can we? No, that's not available. So we'll keep going. I believe at the next traffic light, or before, so take the next road on the right. Oh, that's closed as well. Okay, we'll just keep following the road ahead then. Sussex Gardens. Oh, we can turn there.
Yeah.
Oh, no right turn. Alright, no, we're definitely following the road ahead now. Okay. That's fine. Can't even turn right at this traffic light. That's fine. Right, yeah. Let's have a look. Okay, cool. I'm pretty sure we can turn there.
Can you get down for checking your mirrors too much?
No. Very good. Okay, I'm looking for the next available road on the right, which should be, I can't even pronounce that street, it should be coming up here. So take the next road on the right, following this taxi. Excellent mirrors again, very good timing on your signal, roughly 10 to 5 car lengths from the junction. And we're going to be driving into a few different zones now which don't apply to us, but congestion zone, which is out of the times, and then this other one, which is emissions. So it's quite important now that you check your car, especially if it's a diesel. And that applies all the time. That R8
so
looks
bad.
sick, doesn't it? Yeah, nice colour as well. Turn left, thank you, and follow that car, please.
What part of R8?
The R8, please. Lovely. Thank you very much. Nice little mirrors again. Good observations. I do really like how it is. Right, forget the R8. Just keep going straight, please.
Down.
If it's safe to do so. Okay, excellent. Well done. Very nice. Good assessment. Very good positioning. Well done. So you haven't put yourself out and got too close to the parked cars either. And left plenty of space for the oncoming traffic to pass.
Straight down.
If it's safe to do so. Thank you. Excellent observations there in the junction. Minimum checks of right, left, right. If you just pause us here, I don't know how far down we've got now. Would you turn left here, please? Thank you. Yeah, I think this is where we want to be. Yeah, that looks about right. Yes, it is. Okay, so we're just going to continue to follow the road ahead for now. Oh, there's our friend. I don't know if I was that old, if I would feel comfortable driving a car like that anymore. I saw some guy, very nice Beamer. I love the colour, like a turquoise kind of blue. But was thinking that looks like a young man's car, you know.
How old is he? How old do you look?
He was grey as well. He must have been about late 50s. I'm just thinking, I do understand it. Yeah, it does look good, you know. I'm trying not to judge
Probably
him.
just retired. Probably has more than one car.
Yeah, that's
why
true.
he's
Especially the area I saw him driving in as well. A lot of people around there. One guy dropped his Phantom off to take his Wraith out.
ridiculous.
We were doing reverse parking.
That's
He went that
really
way. We passed his house. I saw the Wraith, and I knew it was the same one. But then he came
Actually
back.
ridiculous.
I was thinking,
Too
yeah,
much time and money in his hands.
props to you. You know, that's $500,000 driving.
For real.
Houses are lovely out there. All right. Okay. So at the traffic lights. You know what? We can just continue to go straight. It doesn't make a big difference. That's the car I really like.
Oh, the S-Class. Oh,
That's the GTS, isn't it?
GTS. Damn, that car's dangerous. I know the speed limit's mad.
Would you have that or an R8?
Probably have that. I like
Alright.
Mercedes.
You don't?
I really like Mercedes. But then again, the R8, it's not. I don't even know. That's a hard one. What would you choose?
Merc.
That.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm a Mercedes guy, man.
Every time you say that, she thinks you're talking to her.
Oh.
You can just say I'm hungry and she'll take you to a restaurant.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Mercedes are advanced.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So advanced.
Good speed here. Well done with your meeting situations. That's what experience gives you.
Yeah.
And driving the sort of vehicle that you're driving, because you know the width of this car, it'll be a very similar shape.
Mm.
That looks nice.
That's jelly.
Yeah.
I like the colour in it.
Okay, in a moment we'll do some more show me, tell me questions. Alright, let's creep forward. So not holding anybody up, but let's see if we can fit through here. Lovely. Right, so I'm not going to give any directions because the road's going to do that for me. Okay. Good scanning that zebra crossing. Well done. Good assessing the road markings there with the car that was emerging. Very good reading the road. Well done. Excellent. Nice mirror signal as well. Very good approaching speed. Nice observations. Take the next left, please. Brilliant. Hopefully there's no more road closures, because that's really going to put a spanner in the works for me. Okay, so we're just going to follow the road ahead. Right, so we've done the brakes. We did one tyre question. I'll ask you the next tyre question in a second. Very good mirror checks here for change of direction. Very good assessment, well done with your Uber driver. Very good signal, there's no harm, definitely benefit pedestrians. Excellent, very good. That shows me that you're really planning ahead as well, that you know it's a right turn because you slapped the right signal on. Traffic lights, turn left please. Excellent, mirrors again. Good routine, checking mirrors first. Right, now these guys are confusing the hell out of me. This guy's got his hazard lights on, this guy's got,
right. Makes no sense.
We'll see what happens next.
Yeah,
Right, the other tyre question is, where would you find the correct tyre pressure for the vehicle?
and the user's manual.
Lovely. And what would you use to check the pressure?
And a tyre gauge.
Yes, perfect. Alright, so we've completed the brakes and tyre questions. Excellent, re-engaging the signal. Nice observations. Well done. The little BlackBerry button on the right half of the steering wheel will, that controls that screen, and that left side controls that screen.
Okay. That's nice.
Yeah, very clever. That's the main reason why I got this. I was going to go for a high-end Ford. They're very good. Tech in them are brilliant. They got heated front windscreen. They've patented that, so no other vehicle's got that so far from what I know of.
Damn.
And they got heated steering wheel.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'd said that to
how useful that is.
It's so useful.
In winter, this is
I know.
So cold.
Yeah.
That actually makes too much sense.
I said that to the guy at Merck. He says, "I'll buy you a pair of gloves." I was like, "It's not the same."
Serious? No,
Yeah.
that's so helpful. Oh my days.
Yeah. So they don't have. I asked them, "Do you have?"
That's why our hands is most of the time, anyways.
Mhm.
It will.
So I mean, the only other option is got you put your heating on full whack and just aim the vents at your hands.
Yeah.
You know? But it's like,
It's
not
true.
the same.
It's true. No, that makes a lot of sense.
And the heated windscreen is amazing. They've also got heated mirrors.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Why are they so advanced like that?
I don't know, and I don't know why.
Mercedes will steal it soon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they get away around the painting. They can just modify it slightly. Yeah, but it is a must because you put that on and the ice is gone in like a minute.
In seconds, yeah.
Yeah,
The
it's
windscreen,
really quick.
Like, especially in the winter.
Mm.
Actually, it's very
Bit of
annoying.
pain. Alright, lovely. Okay, so this is good that we're here at the lights all by ourselves and we can really look far ahead. So beyond this traffic light, actually if we count this traffic light, first, second, third traffic light, so
Hold on,
one here,
first, second,
two, third, turn right.
Okay, cool.
The other question
At the
I was
end of that
gonna ask.
traffic light.
Correct,
Okay.
yeah. So can you see there's a green one and there's one that's changing?
Yeah,
They're separate.
yeah.
One of those is for a right turn.
Alright,
A
cool.
lot of people get those mixed up. Right, so tyres done. Actually, since as we're talking about heating, you probably know this already. Rear, so it says rear demister. You probably know that you can change the heat in here, you can change the direction here, and you can change the speed of the fans here. You could just push that and it'll blast hot air at all the windows, so that's a quicker way of just telling the examiner that's how I demist the front window.
Yeah.
You literally just whack that and then push it again, switch off.
Yeah.
So that's how to demist the rear and the front windscreen. Alright, so we're crossing Regent Street here. And we're going to go walk through Soho, drive through Soho quickly, and then down Embankment, and through the tunnel, and over to Hither Green. So this is the second one. We're going to the third, and turning right. Excellent mirrors. Beautiful, nice positioning. Well done. Good double mirror checks there as well. Well done. Right, that's the heating. Do you know how to wash the front window?
I don't know about this car.
Okay.
Would you pull it?
You know the secret button over here for park?
Yeah. Push
There's
it.
one here for washing the windows.
Okay, but
Give
that's not
that-
for the front.
Yeah, give it a deep push all the way in. There you go. And that washes the front. It will automatically stop as well.
Makes sense. How about for the back?
The back's on the same stick, so on the left stick, there's a button here with a little fountain picture.
Yeah.
And if you push that one deep,
Yeah.
that will wash the rear. Take the next left, please. So when we get round the bend and we've got a little bit more straight road, if it's safe or if you feel it's safe, show me how you'd wash the rear window, please. Yes. Lovely. And that will automatically stop also.
Okay.
Excellent position. One-way road, you've positioned all the way on the right for a right turn. Well done. Nice observations there also. Okay, if the roads are open, which I believe they are, ignore me, it's just a little drip here. If the roads are open, then we're just going to continue to follow the road ahead. so let me just see. We've done front demisting, rear demisting, front washing, rear washing. Obviously you know how to beep the horn, that's one of the questions. Assuming you know how to roll the window down and up, that's another question.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
You're gonna get that wrong.
I'd be surprised.
No, man.
Yeah, people fail for that.
Seriously.
Yeah,
oh,
they
man.
don't know how to do it, and then they try to do it while driving. Because these are show me questions now that are asked while driving. So, you know, they can ask it on like a 40 road. You know, and then someone's trying to look down at the window button to try and roll the window, and they're off road.
Literally, that makes no sense.
Yeah. Right, it says road closed, but it's not. I don't know what this guy's up to here on his moped. Alright, well done. Lady in red. Okay, I'm not going to give any directions because it seems that there's plenty of signs here. This is the reason for coming through here, just to see how you assess signs really.
Yeah.
Although, there's plenty of opportunities for mirror checks which seem to be pretty good. Excellent approaching speed, fantastic observations, well done. Alright, lovely dealing with your pedestrians here as well. Okay, now, you've been very good at assessing your one-way roads because we've been having signs. If there are no signs telling you it's a one-way, assume it's a two-way. Take the next road on the left, please. The diverted traffic sign. This guy's lost, isn't he?
Where wants to go?
Well done. There's no signs telling us it's a one-way. So it's a very narrow two-way road. Excellent assessing, well done. So you've got a few signs here, road markings, they've got to give way to you. You've seen that, you've read where your road, your lane, your road is going. And you even put a signal on there, which would be beneficial. Now that guy probably doesn't know where he's going either, like a few of the vehicles around us at the moment. So that would definitely help them out. Alright, it's passing Carnaby Street now. We're going to go down Regent Street real quick through Piccadilly Circus. Very nice mirror check for change of direction there, well done. Very good steering and speed, less space, less speed, gives you all that control. And at the traffic lights, turn left, please. Good thing we've got a dash cam, because when people do that, it's not your fault.
Oh, yeah. Yes, yeah.
Yeah. You've just got a responsibility to take care when stepping out into the road, and you don't do it right in front of a car. you know. It's called, what is it? Look, listen.
Look, listen.
Stop, look, listen.
Yeah,
she's not doing any of those.
This place is tight anyway.
Yes, yeah. No, I've done that before. Not in front of a car yet, in front of a bicycle. Lost a few points. Yeah, luckily I was in the car. Good little side mirror checks there for filtering traffic. Good assessing the road and the bus lane, which tomorrow you will not be able to use. So it's a good habit just to avoid them. For now, keeping good habits. Okay, where are we with the questions? Power steering How would you check to see that the power steering is working?
How would you check?
Well, how would you know if there's a problem with the power steering?
The steering becomes stiff.
Yes, good. So if the steering's stiff, not working.
Okay.
Headrest. How would we like the headrest so it's in a safe position? If we could adjust it, which we can't on this car.
Well, I think I forgot this one. Does it have to line with your eyes or something?
Yeah, good. So in the middle of the headrest with your middle of your head. Basically it's there to try and stop your head going backwards if there was a sudden stop, to prevent any injuries. Right, just stay in this lane please. We're just going to continue to follow the right lane ahead for now. Good little mirror checks here and there. It's definitely a good habit to have. Every 6 to 10 seconds is what the DVSA recommend. Then we check all the mirrors. That way we know if there's any bicycles or motorbikes trying to kill themselves, which they do. Right, so we're just going to follow this right lane through Piccadilly Circus, and eventually this right lane will become a right only. So we're just going to follow it all the way around the bend and down the hill. And then there's a couple of different ways we can go. Actually, that might be a better way. Right, let me think about that. Excellent mirror checking. Very good. Nice signal. Let's hold this lane for now. Gives me another second or two to think about it. I think I'm still going to go with tunnel. Yeah, tunnel's going to be a quicker way of getting to Hither Green. So we'll go with tunnel. I don't think there'll be too much traffic. It looks all green lines, okay? So what we're going to do is going to go to Trafalgar Square. So if we keep this lane or the far left lane, it will take us round at the bottom of the road to the second traffic light turning left. So it'll take us round to Trafalgar Square. Nice mirror signal again. Well done. Oh, sorry, that's not you. It's set to sensitive. You know what? I need to cancel that. I need to take that off. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the collision avoidance. Keep left. Yeah, it does that. It does it even when there's people on the pavement as well, which is really annoying. I'm surprised they didn't pick up on that lady.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I did it for the back.
Yeah, which was a mile away. Okay, stay in this lane, which is going to serve us better. So as we get down round towards Trafalgar Square, it's hard to see from here, but there's actually a roundabout down there. There's a man on a horse, don't know who he is, but he's in the middle of the roundabout. Yes, yeah. Cool. And then we're going to be going, like you pointed, straight through behind the pole. Cool. Okay, and that's going to take us down to the embankment, where I'm going to say my little prayer now to the traffic gods that it's all clear. Yeah, I think it will be. Yeah, we'll see. If it does, then there's another way. We can go over one of the bridges, but let's see how it is. We might get lucky, and then we'll just go straight through down towards. Yeah, so we'll come through the. Let me take that off now. Actually, we'll take Blackwall Tunnel. Settings. Assistance. Active brake assistance. I think that's the one. Early. Let's put that to medium. And then there's another one, which is what's the tension? I don't know. Yeah, put that on standard. Because it's really annoying. And then the lane, I'm thinking turn that one off, to be honest.
Up to you.
It's just a pain in the bum. What it does, right, if you've got a solid line, unless you're signalling, you go near it, it locks the brakes onto the opposite side to pull you back over.
Oh wow. They've done this.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense, especially on the M-way.
Yeah.
Especially on the M-way.
I could have got the extra, it's the only one I didn't get, where you take your hands off the wheel and it just keep you in lane.
Oh, is it? I didn't know they did that.
But I thought, what's the point, you know? I don't even like the one where it locks us up and pulls us back into the lane. Okay, we're going to be going straight. You see the bus?
Yeah.
That is a middle lane. Aim
Okay.
for that lane. So the silver taxi and this Merc. You see that this lane here, the one you're in?
This here?
Yeah, good. And then just use this lane to continue to go straight down. Yeah, good signal, well done, because you crossed the line. Good signal here to exit. Lovely. All right, and then at the bottom of this road, the embankment. Warning, warning. Do I want the warning? Do I turn it off? Do I turn it off? Set to sensitive. Isn't there another standard? Yeah, standard's good. Let's keep it standard. Very nice. Well done stopping for the yellow light. I'll do my impression of the examiner now. What does a yellow light mean?
Yellow light. It means prepare to stop.
Good. And when people don't prepare to stop and they try and go through it on test, that's exactly what the examiner will say to you. What does a yellow light mean? Because you didn't stop. Yeah, and you've gone through it, yeah. Alright. Somebody's being held prisoner in, I think that was the Nigerian embassy. Right, so someone's being held prisoner up there. I heard Boris has been made Prime Minister.
Yeah, I heard that as well. That's mad. What happened to Theresa May?
Huh?
What happened to Theresa May?
Oh, she resigned, didn't she?
Oh, yeah.
They're all resigning. It's funny.
Literally. Boris, you know.
Yeah, I just see him as a celebrity.
He's been waiting for that.
Yeah, he's been waiting that
for
long
that.
time. Right, well, we're on the embankment now. It's going to get pretty boring from here, so we're going to do some more show me, tell me questions, and we're heading to Hither Green, and we'll go knock out these roundabouts. Yeah. Let me see if I can just finish off the show me, tell me questions quickly. All right, we can't open the bonnet because we're driving, so we can talk about under the bonnet. So there's 4 liquids under the bonnet that you'll want to know about and you need to know about for your driving test.
Yeah.
That's the engine oil, the engine coolant, the brake fluids and the windscreen wiper fluids.
Cool.
So the windscreen wiper fluid container, from all the cars that I've looked at, never has a minimum maximum marking on the container. The others do. How do we know if we've got enough windscreen wiper fluids? We could try washing the window. You could have a look and see if you can see any liquid in the container, which is usually quite hard. And then if you don't feel like there's enough, you could just top it up. So it's a little bit of guesswork unless you wash the windows and no liquid comes out. All right. So my question to you is, where is the windscreen wiper fluids, and how do you know you've got enough?
It's in the bonnet.
Yep.
Obviously, I'll see it when I point it.
Good.
And you can either open it and check, or you can try to wash your screen, see if it comes up. If it doesn't, then you know there's not enough.
Fantastic.
And yeah.
All right, lovely. Okay, now the other containers, the next 2 I'm going to ask you, have got the minimum maximum markings on. So, brake fluids and engine coolant, obviously both under the bonnet. How do you know you've got enough of those liquids?
The engine oil, you pull out the metal thing. I know it's called. What's that called?
Dipstick.
Oh yeah, you pull out the dipstick and you check if the engine. Oh, it's between the min and max.
Good. Yep, that's correct. Do you want to check it straight away or wipe it clean, reapply it, then check?
Oh, you wipe it clean first.
Correct.
So,
yeah. Do you have a dipstick in your car?
I've never. Yeah, I do actually.
You do. All right.
Yeah.
This car doesn't have one.
How do you check?
The computer tells you.
Okay.
It actually tells you everything. Just keep going straight.
This car is basically you're basically just driving. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Literally, everything else is going on for you.
It's all going to go that way. So.
But if they ask me that question, do I tell them the computer tells you?
You can do, if you want. Or you could just go
I can say both.
generic, and just go for the dipstick answer. Okay, I had one examiner get the student to open the bonnet. He must have a Merc because he knew. And the student was saying use the dipstick, and he kept saying, is there one? And they said, you use the dipstick, is there one? Eventually he just gave up, you know, but I don't know what he was expecting the student to say, you know.
He doesn't know.
Yeah. So, right, okay, good. So you know about the engine oil. Just wipe the dipstick, reapply it and check. We're wiping it because while we've been driving, the engine's been moving the oil around, so you wouldn't get a true reading. It'd probably be way up the stick somewhere.
Has it got a bit, is the answer in between the min and max?
Correct, yes. And that's the same answer for the brake fluid container and the engine coolant container.
Okay.
So you just check the minimum maximum markings.
Okay.
Let me see what else. Right, lights. Again, it's a bit tricky, but there's many light questions. We could just generalize the lights. If you're asked about whichever light you're asked about, you would tell the examiner to switch it on. Use reflections, walk around the vehicle, ask a friend to get out and check to see that the lights are working outside the vehicle.
Yeah.
If you want to know if your lights are working from inside the vehicle, maybe the light switch is working, you'd get a warning light bottom right hand corner.
Yeah.
So you've got the green main beams. That's the main beam icon at the moment.
Cool.
Right, so there's switches for those. Indicator lights, you put the hazard warning light on, get out, walk around the vehicle. The brake light, obviously you'd have to hold the brake on while I get out and check, unless you've got a nice reflective surface outside. So that's the only one you can't do by yourself, unless you've got a good reflective surface out the back. What else? So we just generalised the light questions there. I always feel like I left one out, so give me a second just to rack my brains and see if I have left one out. You on Instagram?
Yeah.
2-day pass.
What do you mean?
That's the name of my school. If you look up 2-day pass, my most recent post, I did the show me tell me questions. I tried to do them as quickly as possible.
Okay.
But
I'll watch it.
yeah, if you want. The other video I made for YouTube's a bit long. Yeah, I think that's it really. So yeah, I'm liking everything. I haven't got you to pull over and stop on the left and move away yet. That's about it. And the manoeuvres we're going to do tomorrow. So I think we're going to conclude our little lesson with inner London here. And I'm going to say please like, comment and subscribe, and stay tuned for tomorrow.